working on
Leave
it.
me alone. I'm working on it.
It's a mouthful.
It is a
Can we
mouthful.
just say welcome to LMA from now
Is
on?
it?
At this point, you guys should know that LMA is
Leave me
short
alone.
for
Working on it. But my thing with LMA is that it's just so
leave me
aggressive.
alone.
Leave me alone.
But that's why it's LMA, not leave me alone. I didn't say let's call it leave me alone.
LMA.
Actually, I'm not saying my name properly. My name is Ore, not Ore, not whatever it is I've just been saying. My name is Ore Oluwa.
Kate was just like, whatever you want, just do it.
My name is... Yes. My name is Ore. I need to be remembering to pronounce it properly. My name is Ore.
And my name is Cassie. Ore is having a bit of a mental breakdown.
I am having a little bit of an identity crisis.
Identity crisis.
I'm having a little bit of because my full name is Ore Oluwa. I'm Yoruba.
Ore Alua.
You gotta pronounce the
Ore
each one.
Alua.
Oh, Ore Oluwa.
Ore Olua.
Yes, there you go.
Ajeole.
There, nicely done, friend. But like because it's a mouthful.
I know.
So it's just
But it's
shortened.
beautiful.
Thank you. It means gift of God. It's a very beautiful name, actually.
And it is correct.
Aw, you're
My
sweet.
name is Cassandra. It means she who brings the rain. Well, no, because I want to do that again. Adikini is the name my dad gave me, and it means she who brings the rain. And
That's
it's got a lot of
cute.
like within African culture and tradition,
Yeah.
it's got a lot of, strong meaning. You bring the rain, you bring a lot for the community. But I always think about that one guy in that Transformers movie when he's like calling the army to drop the bombs, and he's like, bring the rain, bring the rain, bring the rain.
So in your mind,
In my mind,
you're bringing the bombs.
I'm like bringing presents.
Which is actually on point.
Yeah.
You are bringing a lot of presents.
Thank you so much.
You walk into a room and you own the space.
But
Plus,
when
you
my
bring a
dad
lot
tells
of fun.
the story, he's like, it's so like deep. And I'm just like, bring the rain, bring the rain, bring the rain.
Every time I think of Adikini, I'm going to think about Bring the Rain. But not like your dad's version. Your
Thank you so much.
typical Cassie. Do you want to get on with this episode?
I think we should, maybe we should do that. So guys, welcome back to Leave Me Alone, I'm Working on It. Today, we wanted to talk about something super important. It's this idea of if you don't know, you should ask somebody. If you don't know, you should ask someone. It's crazy for me today that we live in a world where people are just operating very strongly off of assumption and making very big and drastic decisions off of assumption without checking with people. Hey, just take a second, stop, and ask.
I feel like there's a story that you're dying to tell because you feel very strongly about what you're saying.
I do feel very strongly about this. Look, I feel very strongly when you see those videos on TikTok of like congressmen in the US asking or having these conversations or making these decisions without talking to the community that they're making the decisions for.
Oh, but that's
America.
typical.
I know. America.
Not what I was going to say, but all right. Also that.
Also that. But there's that. But then I was in a situation, okay?
As you usually are.
I was in a situation where we were working on, there was an event that was being planned and that a team was working on, and they invited me to just come in on board to just help facilitate an element of the program. And so this group, they were bringing, they'd been working on this brand, they were bringing in some of their influencers to come and travel from China into various parts of Africa.
Okay. This is going to be interesting.
And so I'm on the call with these two girls from the China team, and they're explaining the project and what they want to do, and I'm like, oh, that's so great. And they're like, oh, we want to take these influencers into these cities in Africa. And so I was just like, okay, cool. What cities are you looking at? And they go,
I'm getting ready to facepalm.
They go Morocco, Algeria, and Uganda. And so I
don't think I heard you.
Yeah.
They're bringing people into cities.
Into the cities, Morocco,
And Morocco
Algeria, and
is a
Ghana.
city.
Now, this is the beginning of the call, so I just chalk this up to like a bit of a language barrier. I chalk it up to them, not just, they don't have the words, okay? So I'm like, oh, these are cool countries, okay? You want to go there. I don't know a lot about what's happening in those countries, but like, this is what I would advise. And the more the conversation goes on, the more they keep saying like, oh, okay, so the cities. And so, and then they're like, okay, we can just quickly drive from Uganda to Algeria. What? And I was like, wait, guys, wait, hold up. When you say drive from Uganda to Algeria, you understand that these are two different countries. Like one is in East Africa and one is in North Africa, and they're actually very far away from each other. And these two girls looked at me like I was crazy. They looked at me like I was insane. They were like, Cassie, what are you saying? And I was just like, Uganda is a country. Algeria is a country. And Morocco is a country. Like, Africa is not a country with many cities. Africa is a continent with many countries. And they still looked at me. They were like, we don't understand. So now in the back of my mind, I have many questions. I'm like, who are these influencers? Are we sure we're bringing them to the right place? Are they going to be safe? Do
they even know what's happening? You don't even know where you're going.
And eventually the call divulged into me pulling up quite literally Google Maps and being like, this is Uganda,
now
this is Algeria, this is Morocco.
Lesson.
And shame. To their credit, they felt a lot of shame.
As they should.
They felt a lot of shame. They felt a lot of embarrassment. But again, I think for me, this is an example of people operating on assumption. Don't assume. Ask the question.
As they should.
Ask the question. If you don't know,
but
ask
how are
somebody.
you planning a trip? How are you going somewhere? Like going to a new country, a new continent, and you haven't Googled it. Like you haven't looked it
Many
up.
questions. Many
like,
questions
what
I
was
have
your
for them.
plan? Like,
Where
were you gonna land? What country were you landing? What airport are you landing in first? How are you? Like, if you're bringing people, like, there's an itinerary, right?
Yeah.
There's supposed to be.
Yeah.
What? I have many.
Just a quick check would have been helpful, but this was all new information to them. So yeah, anyway, so if you don't know,
Africa is not a country.
Africa is not a country,
Africa
and if you don't know,
is not a country.
You should ask someone.
I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the back. Africa is not a country. I am from Nigeria. I have lived in South Africa. No, that does not mean I know your friend who's from Kenya.
Hectic.
Someone has asked me this.
No, they haven't.
I'm not kidding.
That's a lie.
I met someone.
This is a falsehood you speak.
Where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from Nigeria, but I was living in South Africa. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I've got a friend, and here's what they go. I've got a friend from Africa also.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's from Kenya. And then they proceed to tell me this person's name. And then the next question is, do you know this person? And I'm like, what? Kenya is a different country. At the time, I hadn't even been to Kenya. So I'm just like, I've never even been here.
I don't know. I don't know.
So Africa, not a country.
Africa is not a country, but there's a lot of things. So if you don't know, you should ask someone. Okay, so the other things.
What other things? She goes, the other things.
The other things I really feel like people...
Are you about to go on
I'm
a
about to go.
now? Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a tangent. Okay, but yes, the other things that I really just feel like people should stop and, just ask. Just take a pause, ask the question, get the answer, and then act.
Okay.
Touching Black people's hair.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one.
Don't touch my hair.
Don't touch my hair.
And you know what? My other thing is that this is not a new conversation.
No.
Black women for a long time have been going, hey, don't touch my hair. If you want to touch my hair, ask me and allow me the opportunity to say yes or no.
Don't ask me. Keep a straight face and keep it moving, sister.
It depends on my mood, though, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, sure, you can touch it.
Nope. Don't ask me. Keep it moving, sister. It makes me feel like I'm at the zoo and now you want to touch. Like, can I pet your dog? That's how it makes me feel every single time. Because I don't walk around asking you if I can touch your hair. So every time, I'm like, just don't ask me. Don't ask me.
True.
Even me, I don't touch my hair. Like once I've styled it and I've put it up, I don't touch it because
That's true.
it's so much work.
It's so much work to
So
get to where we are.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Don't
No.
ask me to do that. I was traveling with a group of friends, and we were in Greece, and we were in Santorini, and we sat down at this restaurant, and literally this group of people walked past us, and I don't know, there's just no black people in Greece, and black people don't go to Greece. All these people from where they had traveled had never seen black people, but they literally stopped to take photos of us.
What?
Like they didn't stop
That's
and be like,
rude.
hello, hi, how are you? You're so pretty. Can I have a photo? Which would have been weird, but a lot more appreciated. They would just stopped and not like sneakily from afar, like, or as close as we are from each other now, someone just coming up and going,
Rude. What did you do?
well, I was like, my friend, she was hanging, but I was I was like, excuse me, it's not cool.
Yes,
I
that
mean,
is
this
the
happened
right-
to us as well.
This did happen to us on
Iraq.
vacation.
Yeah,
Yes. It is not cool.
Jeepers, it
It
was
is
not
not
cool.
cool. But that one you called it out immediately.
I did
You
call
called
it
it out
out.
immediately, which is what you should
What
do.
I should do all
Yes,
the time.
Yes.
The vodka definitely helped me. But yes. Little bit of
No
liquid courage.
comment.
But
No
yes,
comment.
no, for sure. So yeah, that's one. The other thing, super important, don't be afraid to ask me how to pronounce my name. I mean, you started the episode just like
And
this.
I didn't even know you were going there.
Right? You started the
Yes.
episode just like this.
You've got to
me
ask people.
Ask me how to pronounce my name and have that also be okay.
Yes.
Because the other side of this conversation, it actually goes two ways, right? Is if we're saying if you don't know, ask, the other side is that the person who's being asked needs to
Be gracious enough
to receive the
yes,
question
yes.
and respond
This is
however
true.
they choose, you know? So if you're against it or in favor of, like, that's okay.
Yeah.
But there needs to be the space for you to come and be like, hey, I have a question. This is your name. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. Can you teach me?
Can you teach me? Yes. That's
Yeah.
true. Because we pronounce the weirdest, most difficult names of footballers. This is what's always in
Footballers
my head
and
every time.
Russian authors and composers.
And composers.
Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky. I was going to say that. I was just going to say
you can
that.
say
you know?
Tchaikovsky,
So ask people. Yes,
but
it's
you
very
can't
important.
say Jagani. The way
Yeah.
my name has been
Friend,
butchered.
same. I've been
Butchered.
called Oreo
No, you have not.
repeatedly.
No, you have
I'm not
not.
kidding. I've been called Oreo repeatedly. I've been called Aura. Like this hun switched out my E with an A and consistently called me this while we worked together for like 6 months. Despite everybody else calling me, hi Ore, hi Ore, hi Ore, which is
Aura.
fine. She was calling me Aura. This other person was calling me Oreo. And I'm like, do you know, I'm not even mad. I like Oreos.
No, but look, we like Oreos. And I just kind of feel like if it was like someone you're close with and like a cute little, oh, my little Oreo.
If it was intentional,
But
yes. But no, this
no.
wasn't. This wasn't intentional.
That's disgusting. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but it is what happens.
So yes,
So I like this one, yes. Ask how to
Definitely.
pronounce names.
ask. So yeah, so like I think today people are just too afraid. They're too
That
afraid
is
to
my
ask
thing.
why.
I think that's what I feel. Because even for me, I'm that hun who would rather walk around the supermarket 5 times looking for one item. Because I don't want to
'cause you
ask
don't
the
wanna ask
salesperson, can you
someone?
help me find? Yes.
Okay.
I do it.
I'm not
because
that person.
I feel like
I'm
a
like,
great
excuse
part-
me,
you are-
I'm in
yeah.
aisle 7.
You're like
where are the eggs?
You're like the nicer, better, kinder black version of a Karen.
What?
In like
Offended.
in like
Offended.
supermarkets and like
Offended.
restaurants, you are like no, but like in a good way. Because I'm like, if Cassie's here,
How?
Cassie will sort
In what
it.
world? Okay, we're gonna move on from this. There will be a backstage chat.
No, but like for real.
No, but I
'cause
hear you. I
You
hear
will
you. I
ask
hear
for
you.
it.
I will
You will
ask.
expect the same level of service as they would give to anyone.
Yeah, of
You will call them a
course.
million times. You're like,
Of course.
But like you'll be friendly and you'll be kind about it. But
Yeah.
you will call them like a million times. I'm that person who's trying to not like.
Inconvenience people.
Yeah, exactly. Which can be a good thing, but then I overdo it, so then it's not so
Yeah.
great. But I won't ask because I'm just afraid of like. I don't know what your response is going to be, and I do not want to be embarrassed in public. I do not want to be yelled at in public. I do not want. So I'd rather not ask in those types of situations. But like things
But this is
where
also your introvert coming out.
this
as well.
This is it, yes.
Because I'm obviously not an introvert. Don't know if you've picked up on that. But from what I've read online, this is a real struggle for introverts.
Yes.
It's like
it's hard for me to
picking
ask
up
people.
the phone or, you know, going up to people and being like, hey, I need help to do this thing.
Yeah,
you
I'd
know?
rather figure it out myself. Where I will step up and ask and do it real quick is if there's a chance that if I do it wrong because I didn't ask, I will offend someone. So like with the name thing, I will always ask you, please pronounce your name for me. I will always ask that because I don't want to offend you. I will ask you what title you would like to be addressed with. Is it okay if I call you this? Is it
Her
okay?
Royal
if
Highness Cassie Dragani.
Girl, please.
I'm just saying this is not a question I was asked.
Why would you be
But
asked
if you're
that?
asking me now
Why
what
would you-
title I would
why-
prefer.
Why? I'm moving on. But like in those kinds of things, I'm usually afraid, and I think that for a lot
Yeah.
of people, it's the fear of the response. If you're not sure that the person is going to respond graciously and not make a fool out of you. Also, there's certain situations where you just don't want to look dumb. You don't want to look stupid by asking certain questions.
Yes.
So you just keep quiet. Like I do this as well.
Okay, that's definitely something I do.
We
for
will have
sure.
a chat. I'll be in a meeting or whatever. I don't know what something means. And this thing is flying over my head, but I'm not going to ask. But I'm just going to go Google it, try
Yeah.
to read about it and figure it out
Speaking
myself.
of this thing as well about it, because it's also about like when you ask. So if I meet someone and I like obviously I meet someone for the first time, I don't know their name. I'm gonna be like, hi, what's your name? And you're gonna be like, oh, I'm Ore. And then if I forget, which happens because I'm human, and then I wait too long to come
ask
back
you?
and be like, I'm
Oh
so
my
sorry
God,
I
I
forgot
do
your
this,
name.
yeah.
Now it's 6 months and I'm just like,
I can't ask anymore.
hey, friend.
Or I'll find someone who knows your name and then I'll...
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
That's clever. But yes.
Or here's the sneaky way to do it. Take a selfie with this person or be like, am I following you on Instagram? Hera, what's your Instagram handle? And then you get their name. Well, assuming
very
they didn't name themselves that bad girl Riri on Instagram. I don't know.
Hectic.
Assuming they actually used their
But I
name.
hear you.
That's a sneaky way to do it.
A sneaky way. It is a sneaky way to do it. My dad is someone who has met because of his work. He's a vice chancellor of a university, so he's in a position where like a lot of people
Fun
know his
job.
name. But he doesn't know everyone else's name all the time, you know? And so we'll be like out grocery shopping or whatever. And then someone will be like, oh my gosh, Prof, how are you? Like, how are things? And my dad will fully engage in the conversation. Like, oh, things are so good. How are things with you? Blah, blah. And then I'll be like, oh, Dad, who is that? He'll be like, no idea. No
That's
idea.
how you do it though. Because in the moment, you've got to make this person feel, special and right and like a person.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be like, I don't know you, so I'm not going to interact with you.
Yes.
But
the right time to have asked would have been in the beginning to be like, hey, I'm so sorry. What's your name?
that's the right thing to do, but we don't do that. That is the right thing to do. And I think that what would be helpful is if, I don't know, have you seen Madam Secretary? Oh, you've not seen
Madam
this show?
Secretary?
Yeah.
That's different from the Diplomat. That's a different
That's a
thing.
different one.
Okay,
Yes,
the
yes.
Diplomat's very
The
good.
Diplomat's you see. Oh, so like the Diplomat. Let's do the Diplomat. Because
Okay.
like, you know how she's got, what's his name? Stuart. And when she doesn't remember someone's name or something about someone,
yes.
he's just like, that's the Vice Chancellor of the... And she's like, oh, hi. And she
So
knows everything about you,
helpful
but
to
she
have
did
that
nothing.
person.
She doesn't, yeah. We all need that person.
We do need that person.
We need that
Very
person.
helpful.
We need that person.
As
As
but I
much-
think it's also like the behavior. Because if I look at the behaviors of asking and asking questions as well, part of it is also comes again from how we were raised. If you look at children ask why
million
all
questions.
the time.
Yeah.
They ask why, what is that? Can I taste it? Can I put it in my mouth? Sometimes they don't ask. They just go ahead and do it. And you grow up just being told, no, don't do that.
This is true.
Stop. No.
We're
You
trying
know?
to keep them alive, though. We don't mean to kill the
The
curiosity.
intentions are so good and
The intentions
important.
are, yes,
important.
yes,
Keep your child
but-
alive. But it's just interesting how maybe that, I don't know, could be a bit
You're
of a
right. Yeah,
transference.
that could.
Yeah.
That because I'm also at this point in my life where I started asking why again. I'm asking why a lot. I am
It's
annoying
good.
Pedro. Pedro's my trainer.
Pedro's your
I'm
trainer.
annoying Pedro with why. Because Pedro will be like, we're going to do these lunges, but we're going to do them elevated, and we're going to do it with the bar on your back, but not on your neck, on like your lower shoulder. And I'm just like, why?
Why?
And then he explained, and I'm like, why? And he's like, okay, but why? And he's just like, because. I'm like, okay, but why is that? And he to his credit, he patiently explains and answers the whys.
Yeah.
And then when he does, the movement makes sense in my head because now I understand what muscles he's trying to target. So because I understand that now, I can do the movement correctly. My form is correct.
Yeah.
And then I'm safe while I'm exercising and I'm not hurting myself and I'm getting the results. And it's just kind of triggered for me that there's so much in our adult lives that we just blindly go into.
We just
don't
trust.
ask why.
Yeah.
You know, we don't ask why. Like, why do we have to get married? Why do we have to have kids? Do I even like kids? Do I want them? Or am I going to do it because I'm expected to?
Yeah.
Is God real? And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that he's not real, but have you asked for yourself? Or are you just going off of some pastor said so? Have you read the Bible for yourself? You know? Have you asked why you have to do certain things in your job? Have you asked why you are friends with someone? Have you asked if you even like that person or if you're only friends because you've just been friends for so long?
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that we just like, we are on autopilot and we don't even know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
And a
like,
part of
why
it-
is this building standing?
I think a part of that, like, I mean, if we just some of the things you've listed as well, a part of it is because it's just easier to accept the status quo. I don't
Fair.
have the energy to deep dive and go in. I don't have the energy, not for any other reason than there's so much
There's
that's
so much
going
happening.
in my life that I don't have the time to stop and, you know, question my faith or question the people, why I'm around the people that I'm around. But it's important work to do, right? Because it's going to feed into your everyday.
This is true, yeah. I mean, beyond having the energy, I think that for a lot of us, we're also just afraid of the answers that we will find if we ask these questions. I think we're afraid.
Yep.
I think we're afraid. Because if
That's
I
very
think
true.
about questions that have plagued me, for instance, like, why or how do we fall in love? And why or how does cheating hurt us
Why does
so
cheating
much?
hurt us so much?
Why is it so hurtful?
Why is it so
I want to
painful?
know the why, but I'm just like, if we get to the why of
I've
that,
asked myself this question.
why is it so hurtful to
Why
be
is it
lied
so
to?
hurtful?
Like, why are those things so hurtful? If we get to the why of these things, I don't know that we want to find the answers. So I don't think we're going to ask the questions. I think we're afraid of
good
what we
point.
will find.
That's a good point. It's a good point. But yes. Okay, so what I want to do next is I want to play a little bit of a game.
I like a game.
I love this part of our show. Like, it's my
She's like, I
favorite.
love this part of
I
our
really,
show.
I really do love it because
Okay.
games are
What
the
are we
best.
playing
Okay,
today?
So today, we're gonna play. I was today years old when. It's not really a game. We're just gonna go through some of the things that people
Some of these things are
people have learned recently.
Okay.
And some of them for me, I was like, what? And some for me, I was like, nah. And some I was like, oh, interesting. So this is the journey I hope for us to go on.
Okay.
Okay, so
Let's do it,
I
let's
was
do it,
today
let's
years
do it.
old when I learned that dogs lose their teeth like humans do, but they just swallow them.
This is why I didn't find Roman's teeth on the floor.
Yes.
I knew when his teeth were. Roman's are Yorkie. He's 4. When he was,
Your
I don't even
child.
know. I don't even know
This dog
how
is
old he was.
Living
But
a
we
better
did
life than
know.
most people. I'll tell you that for free.
We did know when some of his teeth, when he was much younger, because he'd have a shaky tooth. And then he'd be using his tongue to like push it because he's trying to get it out.
Yeah.
So I would be expecting that the next time I'm cleaning the house, I would find like a teeny tiny dog, and I never saw it.
Because he ate it.
Oh my God.
Isn't that gross?
He
So
ate his teeth. It's no tooth fairy for him.
Yeah. Okay, this is another one. I was today years old when I learned that this little piggy went to the market. Do you know that?
I do know it. This
Yeah.
this piggy went to the market. This little piggy
He
stayed at home. This little piggy cried wee all the way home.
I think there's more piggies, but the piggy that went to the
piggies.
market.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a piggy that was going like grocery shopping. It's a piggy who's going to the market to be butchered and eaten.
Cassie, why are you ruining my childhood?
Did you know that?
I didn't need this information.
Just
See,
so
this is why we
you
don't
went to
ask
the
why.
market.
I didn't need. Thanks, Cassie. Thank you. I did not need this information.
You're
You
welcome.
could have kept this to yourself.
I just didn't want to sell them myself.
I'm still gonna eat meat though tomorrow.
No, we are. We
But now
still
it's
will.
sad because the piggy that
But
we
somebody
thought went to the market and came
market.
home. The little piggy.
Yeah, anyway, T for 10.
Are we sure that this is true though,
T for
or
10s.
someone just
T
came
for
up with
10s.
this?
I don't know. Okay, I was today years old when I learned that, and if you have an iPhone and you text someone else with an iPhone, pew pew, like PEW, it sends like lasers.
I did know this.
You knew this?
Dummy does this to me all the
Oh
time.
my gosh! Why have you not sent me pew pew pew?
I thought you knew.
I didn't know this. Did you
Dummy
not
sends this to me all the time.
I sent myself text messages. I sent them to you. I sent them just like pew 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 pew.
Dummy sends this
Very
to me.
cool.
It's
So if you got an
actually really
iPhone-
funny when it comes in. It's hilarious. Yeah.
So if you've got an iPhone, you can go and have a bit of fun there. Okay. Oh, okay. When you buy half a chicken,
What?
you're basically sharing a meal with another stranger.
No. Oh, Cassie, can you stop ruining my dinner and my childhood? That's
When
weird.
you buy half a chicken, you order half a chicken, you buy half a chicken.
So somebody else has
Someone
the other
else has
half of
the
my
other
chicken.
half of your chicken, and you're
Somebody
just
else is eating the other half
randomly
of my chicken.
sharing a meal with a stranger.
So now I
What's-
can't go into a supermarket and buy half a chicken. Is
you
this
have to
what
buy
you're
the whole
saying?
chicken.
Oh, jeez.
So that you're not eating with a stranger. What's weird about this one is that it's very,
It's illogical.
inconsequential.
Yes.
But it still makes me
But
feel
it's
so
weird.
uncomfortable.
It's a bit, yes. It's a little
makes me feel-
cringy. It's like
makes me feel so
someone else is
uncomfortable.
eating the other half, and I don't even know who.
I don't know why, but it does.
We must go buy chicken together. so
Okay,
you can
this
get
is the last
half.
one.
Okay.
I was today years old when I learned that if you replace, and it's very topical if you don't know, you should ask. If you replace the W, the letter W in the words where, what, and when
If you replace the W
with a T. Okay, so replace the W with a T and the letters where, what, and when, you get the answer to that question. So where becomes there, what becomes that, and when becomes then.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty
So
cool.
the English language is not all shit as we thought. It does make a little bit of sense.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Very
Because mostly
rarely.
the memes and the reels are all about how English
How
is
English
just...
does make sense. But that one makes sense.
That actually
right?
makes sense.
make sense.
Well done, English language.
Well done, English.
World 99, English 1.
Well, so that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. And come say hi on socials.
Come say hi on socials. Leave me alone, I'm working on it.
Leave me alone, I'm working on it. We want to hear from you. We promise to say hi back.
We'll say hi back.
Cool. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. You can also watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.